The world is set for an unusually quiet Easter with lockdowns imposed across the globe. Christians all over the world are facing an extraordinary Easter under lockdown, with traditionally large congregations replaced by live-streamed services. Today is Good Friday. Christians are commemorating Jesus' crucifixion without the solemn church services or emotional processions of past years in a world locked down by the coronavirus pandemic.
Easter is the high point of the Christian year, and yet millions of believers across the world will spend it separated from the ministers, their temples and their liturgies. Palm Sunday marks the beginning of the Holy Week for the Christian community. The week culminates with Easter Sunday. Here in Kenya, churches are deserted as faithful remained in their homes. The government announced tighter restrictions and increased police enforcement in an effort to sustain lockdowns during a holiday period traditionally associated with trips and socializing. This is going to be one of the toughest Holy Weeks in history. For Christians around the world, today is Good Friday. Christians are commemorating Jesus' crucifixion without the solemn church services or emotional processions of past years. In ordinary times, faithful retrace Jesus' steps. There is dramatic reenactment of the trial and death of Jesus Christ. With Kenya, like much of the world, in lockdown because of the coronavirus, Christians will not be able to conduct the annual ritual. The church might have closed its physical wooden doors, but the congregation of the Christian faithful are ever closer spiritual to God with constant prayers and rosaries during the Holy Week. Many feel that the void created in our spiritual lives can also draw us closer to the Lord's own solitude in his final agony and suffering. Many churches are offering parishioners live streaming options so that they can observe Good Friday and Easter on TVs, smartphones and computers. Pope Francis will celebrate Easter Mass in Rome in a nearly empty St. Peter's Basilica. Instead of presiding over the Way of the Cross procession, Pope Francis will lead a Good Friday ceremony in St. Peter's Square without the public. The Vatican has been closed to visitors for a month, and the 83-year-old pontiff, beloved for breaking stuffy customs and mingling with the people, has complained of feeling caged. On Thursday, the pontiff presided over the Mass of the Lord's Supper in St. Peter's Basilica. He recalled how Jesus washed the feet of the apostles and invited the faithful to allow the Lord to love and serve them. The liturgy did not include the washing of the feet out of respect for directives intended to curb the spread of COVID-19. The Mass was streamed live, and Christians around the world were invited to participate. The pontiff said a prayer for the dozens of priests and health workers who have died across Italy while attending to the sick since the outbreak began in February. The Argentine-born pontiff has reportedly been tested twice for COVID-19 since coming down with a cold at the end of February. He has enjoyed a life of good health despite losing part of a lung as a young man and suffering from sciatic, a nerve condition that causes pain in his hip.